PSG name their price for Mbappé, Man United to miss out on transfers, goals galore in cup fixtures, and a transfer window wrap brought to you by our friends at cryptocurrency trading platform Bybit. All coming up on today's OneFootball Daily News. As I'm your host Angelina Kelly, let's get into it. So first up, and yesterday, of course, news broke that Real Madrid had made a €160 million bid for PSG's Kylian Mbappé, which was swiftly rejected by the club. And since then, PSG's director Leonardo has come out with quite a few things to say about the Mbappé situation. So he has stated that the €160 million bid was not sufficient, that they rejected it without replying, and that PSG have created a dream for their players that they will not see ruined. And then regarding Real Madrid, he personally believes that they haven't maybe gone about things the right way. He did allege that the club had spoken directly to Mbappé, which they're not supposed to do. And Leonardo kind of hinted at a theory that he believes that Real Madrid have come in the final week of the transfer window with an offer that they knew would be rejected, so they could turn around to Mbappé and say, sorry, we did everything that we could, so that they can wait for next year to bring in the player for free. Regarding the player himself, Leonardo did state that it is very clear that Mbappé does want to leave the club and that they will not stand in his way. However, they will only allow him to leave on their terms, which is with a bid that they deem acceptable. As at the end of the day, they actually paid more than €160 million for the player when he arrived from Monaco, so there is no way that they're going to take an offer like that. And speaking of Monaco, they are also set to earn a pretty penny from this transfer should it actually happen, as according to the deal that Monaco made with PSG when they sold Mbappé, they would be set to receive €35 million should the player sign an extension or be sold. So if PSG do end up selling Mbappé, what is the actual price tag that they will accept? So according to Le Parisien, which does reportedly have a good relationship with PSG, the price tag that they want is €220 million, although they may be persuaded to take around 200. This, of course, is an absolutely massive price tag, which in some ways does make sense because, let's face it, Mbappé is an absolute star. But will Real Madrid be able to afford this? Will they want to pay this money to secure the player? Or are they confident enough that they can wait until next summer, that the player will still want to make the move and they can get him on a free? Whatever decision Real Madrid make and whatever decision PSG make, time is ticking as they only have a few more days before the transfer window shuts. So we'll have to wait and see if Mbappé does actually make this move. Next up, and it seems like Manchester United, who arguably have had a pretty good transfer window, could be set to lose out on some big names due to funds. So according to ESPN, unless the club let a few players go and free up some funds, they could be set to miss out on signing the likes of Eduardo Camavinga and Saúl Ñíguez. The Reds have seemingly been linked with Camavinga for quite a while now, and as we are in the final week of the transfer window, reportedly Rennes are up for letting the player go for a fee. He only has 1 year left on his contract, so they would prefer to sell him now than lose out on him walk away for nothing next season. And meanwhile, with Saúl at Atletico Madrid, he has been linked with both Manchester United and quite heavily with Chelsea recently, with Atletico Madrid reportedly stating that they would be happy to let the player go should they receive a suitable offer. And speaking of Atletico Madrid, Manchester United were also linked with their defender Kieran Trippier. These transfer rumours were doing the rounds over the summer. They do seem to have died out a little bit now, and it seems like should United bring in any new players, they would more likely to be midfielders than a right back like Trippier. But in order for any players to come in, they would need to see some players depart from Old Trafford, which bosses believe is becoming increasingly unlikely. Now, the loan exits of Axel Tuanzebe, Andres Pereira, Brandon Williams, etc. will have brought in some minimal fees. But regarding any concrete moves for other players such as Jesse Lingard, Daniel James, Eric Bailly, Phil Jones, whilst the rumours have been circulating, no official offers have come in. Now, reportedly, West Ham did make some inquiries about Jesse Lingard, as of course he had a brilliant loan spell with them last season, but these were rejected by the club. So what this means is that Manchester United may have to admit defeat when it comes to Camavinga and Saúl. Regarding Camavinga, it does seem like he could potentially be heading to Spain or maybe staying in France. And like I say, Saúl has been linked with a move to Chelsea, but should Atletico be open to potentially a loan move with an obligated buy at the end of that, this could maybe make things a little bit easier for Manchester United if they did really want the player. So we'll have to wait and see if Man United do manage to make any of these signings. But one thing's for certain, the Kylian Mbappé situation could actually affect Man United, as of course, if Mbappé does make the move to Real Madrid, this means that the Paris club could become a little bit more interested in signing Paul Pogba, who is yet to sign a contract extension at Old Trafford, and if he doesn't, this means that next summer he could walk away for absolutely nothing. So last night there were goals galore in cup competitions in both England and Germany, and actually one of the teams that impressed, believe it or not, was Arsenal. So Mikel Arteta's side did face West Brom in the EFL Cup, and they got a 6-0 victory. And on the score sheet was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who managed to score a hat-trick. He, of course, has actually been linked with a potential move away from Arsenal recently. Bukayo Saka also got on the score sheet. He had such a brilliant game. Nicolas Pepe and Alexandre Lacazette as well. It was also a great night for Martin Odegaard, who, of course, made technically his second Arsenal debut, as he's now an official player. He actually came close to scoring a goal as well. And all in all, it was just a solid, good performance from Arsenal, which was much needed. Of course, they have already lost their first 2 Premier League fixtures. There have been a lot of rumours about Mikel Arteta's future, and I think this win was definitely needed, especially since they actually do face Manchester City at the weekend in the league. And following the EFL games last night, the 3rd round fixtures were announced, and there are some good games in there. Wolves are set to face Spurs, Manchester United are set to face West Ham, and Chelsea will be facing Aston Villa. Meanwhile, over in Germany, it was a great night for Bayern Munich as they managed to score 12 goals in their DFB Pokal game. So they played Bremen SV. Fair enough, they are a 5th tier team, so you would expect Bayern Munich to probably beat them, but it was still a great night for Bayern fans to see so many goals scored. On the score sheet was Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, who managed 4 goals. Young star Jamal Musiala managed to get himself a brace, and there were also goals from Timothy Tillman, Leroy Sané, Michael Quitons, Bouna Sarr and Corentin Tolisso. Meanwhile, for Bremer fans, it was probably a night that they will definitely want to forget, as not only did they lose 12-0, they also ended up scoring an own goal, and one of their players got sent off. But like I say, for Bayern Munich, a brilliant night. Robert Lewandowski wasn't even on the pitch and they managed to score that many goals. And this is the first time that Bayern Munich have won by such a big margin since 1997. And now we have our transfer window wrap, brought to you by our friends at cryptocurrency trading platform Bybit. And first up, yes, the news is out. The transfer saga has ended with Harry Kane. He will not be a Manchester City player as he has committed his future to Spurs. Reportedly, the player is a little bit upset that the move did not happen and could be signing a new contract with Spurs that could reportedly have a clause in it to avoid this happening in the future. And speaking of Manchester City, their manager Pep Guardiola has come out and stated that he will not leave the club before his current contract ends, which is until the 2022-23 season. But when that does end, he will probably be taking a break from football and may end up getting a job with a national team. Next up, and Chelsea and RB Leipzig are reportedly the front runners to sign 18-year-old Barcelona star Ilias Moriba should he not renew with the La Liga team. And finally, according to Globo Sport, Benfica's qualification in the Champions League means that they could make an offer for David Luiz. He, of course, is currently a free agent, and if he did make the move, the return to Lisbon would be 10 years since he originally left for Chelsea. So that's everything for today's OneFootball Daily News. As always, check out all the other content that we've got here, and until next time, I will see you all later.